The perfect example of that is the revelation scenes in Big and 17 Again. There's a very similar revelation scene. In 17 Again, Matthew Perry wishes that, he's going through midlife crisis. He wishes he were young again. A magic janitor puts a curse on him, and you're scraping the bottom of the comedy barrel when you've got a magic janitor. The magic janitor puts a curse on him. He in kind of an homage to It's a Wonderful Life, the janitor jumps in the river. He jumps in after him. Cut to, he's going back to his apartment. He goes into his shower. He's starting to shower, and then he looks in the mirror, because we all have mirrors in our shower because it's such a safe thing to do. And Matthew Perry looks in, but it's no longer Matthew Perry, it's Zac Efron. And in about a second, he goes, ah! My thought is, why did he know so much? Why did he anticipate? I mean, now take a look at the same similar scene in Big. Tom Hanks wakes up. All we see is his feet stepping on a rubber ducky. He goes into the bathroom. That's what you do when you wake up in the morning. He looks in the mirror, and there's a 30-year-old man looking back at him. So what does he do? Does he go, ah? No. He goes, that's strange. He looks in the back of the mirror. Oh, okay, maybe it's not the mirror. Maybe there's slip in my eyes. So he rubs some water in his eyes, and then he looks up, and he's still a 30-year-old man. And then he feels a beard, and he's starting to notice. It's about the revelation. It's about the discovery. And he's freaked out. And then the very next shot is he's lovingly, slowly looking at this new phenomena, really discovering it. I mean, then they go to a joke in a second where he notices his hair, his chin hair, his chest hair, and then of course because you'd peek, wouldn't you? But the fact is that all the crazy stuff that's going to happen is given the foundation of reality, because we care about the guy. He's real, he's acting believably. Rather than worrying about where's the joke here. You'll find the joke, you'll find the gag. First, create the reality. I mean, there's enough comedy in life that you don't need to be inventing it. You can use a metaphor where you don't invent stuff, you just recollect it. Like in a metaphorical relationship. There's a scene in Seinfeld when Jerry and George are in the back of a police car, and they start going, no, no, and they start playing around. And the metaphor is, two kids in the back of a car. And I'll ask people in my workshop, who here has a kid in the back of their car? Who here was a kid in the back of the car? And everybody raises their hand then, because we all were kids in the back of a car. So when you're using a metaphor, you don't have to invent something funny. You don't have to make shit up. You simply have to recollect it. And if you put the true, organic, honest behavior into the wrong vehicle, into the absurd character, but they're still acting honestly and organically, it creates a comic moment without trying to be funny. That's the whole point. Don't try to be funny, because funny is subjective. What makes you laugh might not make me laugh. So funny is subjective. To try to hang your hat on funny, you might find it funny, somebody else might not find it funny. You want to try to create a comic moment, which is an ordinary guy struggling against insurmountable odds, without many of the required tools, yet never giving up hope.